Lesson 10.9, more special right triangles. Part 2 of this is now having either a square where you're finding a missing piece or having some kind of equilateral triangle being split. Okay, so let's start with the squares. We know that squares all have 90 degrees in the corners, right? And so if I take a line and cut this diagonally, that cuts our 90 into 2. So this is dealing with a 45, 45, 90. And I'm hoping you remember that your 45, 45, 90s, they're isosceles triangles where your legs are just L's, and then the relationship between the leg to the hypotenuse is that leg times the square root of 2. And so in this problem, I'm trying to find the hypotenuse. I'm given one of the legs. And so my hypotenuse then is going to be taking 2 times, or leg times square root of 2. Okay, so I'm going to replace L with square root of 10. So I get square root of 10 times square root of 2. I can multiply those and get square root of 20. But that is not simplified. That has a square root of 4 times a square root of 5. And square root of 4 is 2. So it'd be 2 square roots of 5 is my simplified answer. Okay, number 2. So here's my 45, 45, 90. Okay, this is my hypotenuse. These are my legs. So this is L, L, L times square root of 2. So I'm going to have to set this up to where I solve for L, divide by square root of 2. But I have to fix this answer because I do not like this in the bottom. So I multiply by square root of 2 over square root of 2. It's called rationalizing the denominator. Multiply straight across, you get 4 square roots of 2 over 2 times 2 is really square root of 4, which actually is just a normal 2. And then I can divide these numbers that are not in the radical. 4 divided by 2 would be a 2 square roots of 2. Okay. And then the next one's taking an equilateral triangle, which means all 3 sides would really be the same. But then when you take this is an altitude, that cuts this. Well, let's talk about the angles too. So if I have all 3 sides being the same, that means all 3 angles are the same. That's called angular equilateral. That means 180 divided by 3, these would each be a 60. But this altitude is cutting a 60 in half, so this gives us a 30 and a 30. So this triangle right here is my 30, 60, 90. So maybe I'll draw it again real quick. Okay, so across from my 30 is my short leg, that's L, and they're telling me that that is 8. So this is the easiest type when they give you that. Across from my 60, remember it's my leg times square root of 3. And then my hypotenuse would be double whatever the short leg is. They don't want the hypotenuse, that would be easy, that'd be 2 times 8. They want this long leg. So I'm just gonna replace 8 with L. So then this would be 8 times square root of 3. And that's it. All right, number 4, let's see if we can do it without breaking the triangle up. That's my 30, this is my 60. Across from the 30 is my L. I do not know what L is. I do see that they're giving me the long leg, which is leg times the square root of 3. So I'm gonna have to solve this by dividing by square root of 3, fixing that answer, rationalizing the denominator. That'd be 10 square roots of 3 over 3 times 3 would be the square root of 9, which is 3, and I cannot simplify 10/3, so that's all I needed to find. If I would have needed to find the hypotenuse, I would have had to take 2 times this, which would be 2 times 10 is 20, square root of 3 over 3. All right, and one more. So my 30, my 60, my 90. So this is my leg, I don't know. This is my long leg, which is leg times a radical 3, and this is my 2 times my leg. So they're actually wanting me to find the hypotenuse. So I would solve for L by dividing by square root of 3. 6 divided by 3, that'd be square root of 2. That's what this short leg is, but I want to now double that. So I'm going to replace L with square root of 2. So this would be 2 times square root of 2. And that would be my answer.